Hi there. My name's Amanda, and this is episode 23 of Sweet Skein of Mine. This is my knitting journey. I'm also the dyer behind the yarn Sweet Skein of Mine. I'm located in Fredericton, New Brunswick, and that's the east coast of Canada. So anybody that's joining me again, thank you for watching, and to new people, welcome. I've had some new subscribers, and that's so exciting because this is really, I know there's a lot of podcasts out there, but thank you for the feedback. And I'm so excited that I've actually inspired some people to make some things, and you want to continue watching. So it gives me motivation. And, you know, at the end of the day, I'm really kind of doing this for me because I do like to keep, I guess, a record of everything that I'm doing when it comes to crafting and knitting. So yeah, this is it. Yeah, we've been busy. I've stayed kind of steady with crafting. I've taken up some watercolor painting. My journaling has been a lot of fun. I've gotten some planners and really into the journaling world with stickers and all of that fun stuff. So I'll show you a little bit of that in a moment. But my life update news is my cast is off, all is well. Had it on for, I think, 6 weeks. Yeah, it was 6 weeks, and I continued to work, I continued to knit, and it served me well. So I have no mobility problems. A little bit of a scar there from surgery, but it's all good. And yeah, everybody in my house is well. The kids are finishing up school this weekend. They write their last exams. They're both done on Saturday. So as a mom, I'm happy to see them close that school year chapter. It's been long for them. It's, you know, it's not ideal going to school out of your bedroom, but they're troopers. Yeah, but other than that, I'm gonna dive right into what I have to show you because I have a lot of things to show you. It's been a busy couple of months. I've accomplished lots. Business has been so much fun, new colorways, and I'm starting to use a lot more of my own yarn. I'm a small batch dyer, so I really like to dye and just put it in my shop and sell it and let other people use it and buy it. But I don't tend to keep a lot of it for myself, but I've started to keep more of it for myself and knit with it. So I have some finished objects to show you. It's Friday at 3:30, so I know people are going to start rolling into my house, so it's going to be disruptive. So I apologize right now, but I went ahead and poured a glass of wine. So cheers, happy weekend everybody. I'm going to show you my first finished object. Now I know in my last recording I was showing you the Espastrico sweater that I was working on, the classic, and I had to kind of put it aside because working with circulars, doing sleeves was really hurting my wrist. But once I felt better, I was able to finish it. So here's finished object number 1. So this is the classic. I'm not wearing it because it's wool and I get really, like doing these videos, I still get kind of nervous and warm, so I'm not wearing it. But I have a picture with it on my Instagram feed. So if you check out my Sweet Skein of Mine Instagram feed, you'll see it on, which is kind of a better visual. But I'm gonna hold it up and show you the sweater. It's absolutely beautiful. I love the shape and the cut. It's super flattering. It's like, I don't like anything too form-fitting, but it's got a nice drape and a nice flow to it, and it's beautiful with jeans or over a tunic. But it's simple. It's a top-down sweater, raglan, twisted rib at the top, twisted rib sleeve cuff, and twisted rib bottom. This is a fun detail. It's got like a high-low back. So there's the front and there's the back. My modification was that I did make the ribbing at the bottom a little bit longer. Like, I think the front was supposed to be half of that size, and same with the bottom or the back. But I kind of doubled it just to make it a little bit longer, have that side split a little bit higher looking. The only change I think I would have liked to have made, and as for the specs, I did a size I think I did a size 3, and I used the needle recommended. I don't gauge swatch. because that's my thing. I just don't bother. But I used, like, I followed the pattern exactly, except for the extended length on the ribbing. I wish I had have made the neck a little bit longer, just because once it's on and it kind of pulls down on the shoulders a bit, the neck doesn't reach as high as I like it to. I mean, it's still a high neck, but I would have made this a little bit longer. So just keep that in mind if you do like a higher neck. The yarn that I used is phenomenal. This is my $40 sweater, maybe $35 sweater. I used Briggs & Little. The base is Regal in just the plain black base. It's lovely, especially after you soak it. It's beautiful yarn, so well priced. You know, the scratch factor, it's not there for me. It doesn't bother me. And I've talked about it before. Letlopi killed me. Like gave it away, killed me. This, I love it. It's just, you know, it's got, oh geez, I don't know how you would explain to somebody, because it's not a scratch or a pick. I guess it's just, you know, it's rustic yarn, but it's beautiful. So maybe best is, you know, to get a skein and try a hat or a scarf or something, but it's such well-priced yarn. Like, you have to give Briggs & Little a go because it's gorgeous. Anyway, I'm gonna knit another one, but I think my next one is going to be same thing, Briggs & Little, but I'm gonna do it in like the cream or maybe a gray. But I loved knitting this pattern. I would say for a beginner, easy, do it. Twisted rib, you can, if you don't like twisted rib, just switch to regular ribbing, but it's gorgeous. So yeah, that's, I've worn it a few times. I could still wear it now because we are going through a weather flip-flop of one day you could go outside with just a sweatshirt on and enjoy it, and then like the next day it's blustery and winter. But either way, I didn't wear it today just because I get too warm. So there's finished object number 1. Now, I have been completely a different knitter the past little while. Oh, I was going to jump into sock knitting, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to show you another big finished object that I've already begun talking about in my last podcast, and that you have to see. So, as I mentioned before, I had the Chelsea Luxe Yarn Advent Calendar. And a lot of people get these Advent calendars and just, they have no idea what they want to do with them. For me, I know I've always had my Cozy Memories blanket. I like having minis just because you can either add an added touch to a pair of socks, to a hat, anything. And plus, opening an Advent every day is so much fun. So I would say like 2 weeks after I opened my Advent, I fell upon that pattern by Homespun House, Cozy Comfy Throw, or it's Comfy Cozy Throw. I always mix it up. It's just a garter blanket, but it's nice to have the pattern because it gives you the recipe for how many to, you know, cast on, and it's just nice to have the pattern for specifics. But I mean, like I said, if you just want to pick up your Advent and start knitting a blanket, you totally could, but this is a great pattern. So the concept is to use up all your minis, and you hold your mini stranded with another fingering weight yarn. So what I did is I used one of my natural bases in the merino cashmere nylon and held it together. You use every mini twice, and then you've used up all your 24 minis, and you've also used up 5 full 100-gram skeins to double strand it, and then you do an I-cord edging. So I'm going to show you this blanket side to side and then top to bottom. So it starts here. Oh, people are coming home. Hi, Siri. My daughter just got home from work. I'm doing a podcast. How was work?
Good.
Good.
I bought a lot of things.
Oh, you went shopping. Oh, to be 18 again? Oh, sorry, you're 19.
No.
No, I'm kidding.
Well, I am.
Okay, you show me after. I'm going to continue talking. Is that weird?
No, that's fine.
Okay, so they're side to side, and then it goes up and up. There. So that's a really bad view of this blanket. So there's stairs behind me. I'm going to try not to fall down them. I'll do that one more time. But this is a really nice size throw. And like I said, you use every mini skein twice. So you have essentially nothing left over because you just keep knitting until it's gone. And then for the I-cord edging, I used the Advent came with a 100-gram skein as well. So I used that for the edging. And I mean, clearly I've got lots left of that skein because of that's all I used it for. But it's beautiful. I love it so much that I've cast on another one. So this time I'm using just scraps of scrappy balls that I have. So this one's going to be a gift. So here's the beginnings of my second one. So there's one colorway, colorway number 2, and then I've just started color number 3. So holding it with another skein of the cashmere. This was left over from the last blanket. And yeah, I'm going to pick away at this and use up scraps. Side note, when I was knitting this blanket, my addies broke just at the joint. They cracked. And so when I went to my local yarn store to exchange them, because that's one thing about addies, I mean, they'll always take them back and replace them. But they didn't have my size, so the only thing that they had that I was using was the ChiaoGoo, and I have got to say I am loving the ChiaoGoo needle. I've never given it a chance, and I don't know why. I've just always, I mean, my favorite needle is a Hiya. So well priced, the joint's never broken, and to be honest, that's like my maybe 4th Addi that's cracked at the joint. And it's fine. I mean, they always take them back, but still, it's kind of an inconvenience when you're in the middle of a project. So this was a happy thing that they didn't have my size in the Addi. So I get the ChiaoGoo, and I'm loving this cord. It's so nice and flexible. I love the tips. Anyway, so there. I loved this blanket so much that I've decided to make another one. And this is just going to be one that I'm going to pick away at once in a while because someone special is going to get it for Christmas. And it's going to be all about scraps. And speaking of Advents, I do have my Advents in my shop right now. I don't know how many are left. Like I think there's a good number left. I'm going to close the listing probably kind of soon, just because I want to start working on them. Advents are they're so much fun. I love doing them, and I'm going to mix it up and do it a little differently this year. This is going to be my 4th year of doing Advents. So I am going to do them a little bit differently this year. I love doing them, but there's so much work. So I want to probably start plugging away in the next couple months just to pick away and have them done. But yeah, if anybody's interested in getting an Advent, yeah, I have some left, and this is such a fun project to make with it. I love it. So I also, while I had this blanket out, I also wanted to show you guys my Cozy Comfy. My Cozy Memories blanket I have on the go. And full disclosure, I'm so sick of this blanket. It's huge. I'm done with it. At this point, all I want to do is finish the squares to kind of finish off each row, and then I'm going to put an edging on it, and it's done. Like I'm not trying to make this any bigger. And once you see it, you'll understand why. This place is like full of blankets, but oh my gosh, we love our blankets. But this thing's a monstrosity, and it's completely done. So it starts here. And this has all been scraps over the past few years of just using, I mean, it's huge. I'll take a picture and put it on Instagram so that you can have an idea of just how big this guy is. But it's massive, and I really enjoy the other blanket as that kind of on the side to go to when you're bored and don't want to like focus on a sweater or socks. It's really nice to have a blanket, but this guy's done. So once I can kind of finish off each row and have it looking symmetrical, it's done. But yeah, so we have lots of blankets happening around here. Another thing that's happened is I have become a sock knitter, and I've always dabbled in socks, but I've never enjoyed socks. No, I take that back. I enjoyed knitting them. I always kind of had the mentality of, why would I put so much work into a pair of socks when I could be putting that work into a shawl or a sweater? And I don't know, I just wanted to knit some socks. I think I really thought it's silly that I don't knit more with my own yarn and kind of see how the pattern turns out, because when people buy the yarn, sometimes I'm like, oh, can you send me a picture, because I'd really like to see how that knits up. I love, you love what you put into it creatively, but you don't know what's going to happen. And so anyway, I started knitting with my own yarn, and what I kind of thought, well, I'll do a shorty because I don't want to commit to like a big sock and all the work that goes into a leg and blah, 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 blah. Now I'm addicted. I am officially a sock knitter. But what I've been doing is kind of plugging away at gifts. So I've got my sock blockers here. I have a lot to show you. I'm going to show you one by one. So this is gift number 1. I did let's let it focus for a second. It's in this colorway. It's called Hygge. So Hygge, it's a Danish word, and it basically, from what I understand, it's Hygge is a word that encompasses many things that bring you comfort. I mean, there's the list of things that brings me comfort goes on and on. But when it comes to colors, my number 1 comfort color is pink. So I knew that I wanted to do a colorway of all the colors that brought me comfort, which start with pink, go into a darker pink, mustard gold, a little bit of slate blue is in there, a little bit of brick, because I do love my browns. And so that's why I called it Hygge. And when it comes to the sock pattern, a few people have asked me what my pattern is. I don't really have a pattern. I just kind of followed the vanilla sock method, where you cast on 64 stitches, always on a Haya. I love my Haya Sharps. They are the best needle. 2.5 millimeter, so a 2x2 rib, and then like whatever you feel like knitting for your length. So I decided to go with shorties because I wanted these to go fast, and I have to tell you, I love hitting the heel construction of a sock. That's where I find it so engaging. As nice as it is to kind of knit in a circle, I kind of love this transition. So I've always done the afterthought heel originally when I started sock knitting, but I came across this one, the heel flap and gusset, a few years ago, and I found it on a YouTube tutorial, and it was called Knit Blooms or Knitting Blooms. I'll put the information on the screen. So yeah, the heel flap gusset, and then just you knit the measurement of your foot. And the toe that I always do is it's the Susan B. Anderson one, where you knit 2 together at each end, knit around, and so on until you have 24 stitches left, and then your Kitchener stitch. So that's my go-to toe. And the heel flap gusset, it's just a really nice fit on a foot. It's nice and snug, and I enjoy the process of knitting it. So that's sock number 1, which is a gift. I have some occasions coming up, so this was a perfect way to kind of get some gifts done and enjoy knitting, but try my colorways. So this one is called Spring Fling, and it's, you know, it's turquoise and purple and pink and yellow and green, all of your fun kind of spring Eastery colors. And yeah, same thing, same construction. I did a little bit longer here. It's on the 80-10-10 base. Should probably hold it still so you can see it. Anyway, just a fun, happy palette. So I get those done, and then these are just on my regular 80-20 sock base. Get it on the... So this colorway is called A Roll in the Hay, and I love this because it's got so much going on. There's browns, gray, a little hint of pink, mustard, gold. So I got another pair of shorties done, another gift. And I brought this skein just to kind of show you, like, this is how much I have left afterwards. So, you know, it's great. You can use it in a blanket. You could make another pair of shorties. So you're not using up much yarn at all. And then my last gift pair is my latest colorway, which I'm absolutely loving. It's called Daydreamer. And it's just a happy, bright, with so many of my favorite colors. There. So I have lots of gifts accomplished. And then last pair of socks, sorry if this is boring, is I follow on Instagram a feed, Casual Fashion Queen, and she's a dyer, she's a designer, beautiful, beautiful things. And she put up a picture of her latest design in socks. It's called Loose Socks, and it was this scrunchy pair of socks. And in her picture, she had them in this like beautiful pale pink, and that's what I was going to do, but I decided to go with at the time, which was a new colorway for me. I had this in my shop for Easter. It's called Some Bunny Loves Me, and it's just a couple of different pinks and some browns. I'm going to keep it in my shop because I love this colorway. But these socks are fantastic. They have all of this ribbing and a whole bunch of slouch. My modification is that I didn't do the leg as long as the pattern called for, only because I just kind of got impatient and wanted to complete the sock. But what ended up happening is by the time I finished the second sock, I had like a little tiny bit of yarn left. So I kind of lucked out. So if you do decide to do these socks, if you want to follow the pattern exact, you're going to need 2 skeins for sure. Just because the leg, it does call for a little longer length. But yeah, it's all this fun ribbing, and then it cinches in at the ankle, and then you just continue on with your foot. But so these are for me because I love these so much. So yeah, I got a ton of sock knitting done. Like so many gifts are accomplished, and they're all going to such knit-worthy people. So I'm so excited about that. So no sweater knitting after I finished the classic. I literally jumped into that, and I don't know, it was just fun. So now I've started another comfy cozy throw, and I don't know, I'd really like to cast on the Koivu by Caitlin Hunter. So that's got possibilities, but we'll see. I do want to talk about some acquisitions though, because where I am such a sock knitter, I have more sock yarn to show you. Chelsea Yarns. Everybody knows I love Chelsea Lux. Christina, I love her yarns. She did an update a little while ago and had this. So this is called Knitting Friends Are the Best Friends. So right away I had to get one for me and one for my knitting bestie, Michelle. And it's so funny because Michelle's all about blue, I'm all about pink, and when Christina sent them, one was tied with a pink ribbon and one was tied with a blue ribbon. So I gave the blue ribbon one to Michelle just last week. I finally got to give it to her and she absolutely loved it. So I haven't skeined this up and knit with it because I've been waiting to show you. So these are going to go on my needles this week, but it's such a beautiful colorway. It's like all pastels with blue or with brown speckles, and then the contrasting mini. So that's going to happen. And then for Valentine's Day, Christina gifted me this skein of yarn. It's called Galentine's Day. And it's just beautiful. So these two skeins will be socks for me. I'm going to do probably a couple more pairs of shorties because it would be nice to have some yarn left over to put in the blanket. So yeah, I'm rocking and rolling with that kind of stuff. And then another acquisition that I got, I have wanted a kahuna for ages, and always the update happens and they're snagged. But one day I saw that he was going to, Red Bank Mike / Tad, he was going to do an update. I set my timer on my phone, laid in bed, refresh. Dan's like, you're losing your mind. You're so nervous. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. But I got it. I won it. I didn't win it. I bought a kahuna, but I won the spot to nab it, right? So kind of, yeah, we all won. I got a kahuna. This is like 500 yards of DK yarn. Is it 500? Yeah, 500 yards. It's called Back in the Saddle Part 3, 9 Colors of Chelsea Luxe DK. So I haven't done anything with this yarn because I've been saving it to show you guys, but look at that. It's like all of my color wheel, the golds, the pinks, the peaches. So I have no idea what I'm going to do with this. None. But so pop some ideas down below. It's 500 yards of DK weight. I don't know. I've already got enough blankets, so I don't think I want to do a blanket. But if somebody could recommend, I don't know, a little sweater or... So yeah, cheers. I got a kahuna. I was so excited. Dan was like, it's like you won a prize. I was like, I kind of feel like I did. So that happened. And as for more purchases, my friend Sophie, she's got she's Delphina. We all know her as Delphina. She makes bags. She makes awesome bags, and they're super sassy. So some of them are, they've got like great funny sayings on them. Some of them are just like so crazy. I love them. So I went on her website the other night and I had to get this one because I'm such a sock knitter now. No, I am for right now, but I needed another sock project bag. Here it is. Look at this adorable little sock box. So there it is, Delphina. And she just got a new website. You have to check it out. Oh my gosh, her bags are so fun, they're so sassy. So I got this for me, and I love this because look, there's like sewing and there's knitting. Anyway, well done, Sophie. I freaking love this bag. And look at the, like around the zipper, she's got flowers, all the detail. So anyway, so adorable. I couldn't wait to get this. I'll show you the inside too. So this is awesome sock bag. And when she sent this, she surprised me with, I'm guessing it's my birthday present. This is my birthday present, Sophie. I love birthdays. I don't know why people like fight them. I love them. But I'm turning 48 April 30th. It's my birthday. So I am definitely going to do a giveaway or something fun. But anyway, we'll talk about that another time. But in my package with the bag that I ordered, she sent this. It is the most adorable bag I've ever seen. Look at that little girl with her flower halo and the pink cheeks, and she's holding a bunny. Anyway, we've been talking about doing something special together for a while now, so things to come. But this is one of the fabrics that I kind of said to her, I really love this. So lo and behold, she made me a bag, and right now it's holding my second blankie. But anyway, thank you, Sophie. I love this so much. More people have said, oh, that's so you. I'm like, it is, it's so me. Hey, maybe she looks like me a little bit. So there, so that's projects, acquisitions. I do quickly want to say a few, how many weeks ago now? A friend of mine on Instagram, Jody, reached out. She was inspired, and maybe some of you guys saw it too. Christy Glass did a maker swap with one of her girlfriends, and Christy's friend sewed her something, and Christy knit her something, and anyway, it's such a fun idea, right? So Jody, one of my Instagram friends, reached out to me and said, would you be interested in doing a maker swap? And I'm like, oh, absolutely, I love that stuff. So she kind of picked my brain, like, well, what kind of colors do you like? I mean, or what shape is your favorite? And so I kind of mentioned how I'm really getting into journaling, and my planner supplies, really, I'd love for them to be more organized. So I'd be up for kind of something along those styles and designs. Anyway, so she really blew my mind and went above and beyond. I have these things to show you, and I messaged Jody the other day to say, oh my gosh, because I'm collecting the stickers and the stamps and all my pens and markers, but it's so, you need it to function, and you need it to be handy, but you want it to look nice and be organized. And so I'll start off with this one. This is bag number 1 that she made me. So this is more of a caddy style tote. It's got my Tombow water paints in it. I've got some journals, my scale. So this is bag number 1. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay, sorry, that video got cut off because my computer's being weird. I just have to quickly show you what Jody sent me for my planner supplies. I can't remember where I was, but bag number 2 is like this bucket style. I keep all of my stickers, extra planner goodies. She made me this little dude. And then, oh shoot, everybody's home now in the kitchen, and I am doing this even though everybody's here. Hi Dan, hi Sarah. Okay, here's my last one. And she made me this one as well. So this I'm going to use more as a knitting bag. But the other 2, I have all my planner essentials. Also, one last thing regarding planner stuff, I found this at Staples. It's like a little toolbox, and it opens up here, and you can keep all of your goodies in it. So I've got this for stickers and markers. So yeah, I've fallen down the rabbit hole of planning and journaling. So Marcy and Sophie and Sandy and Christina and Jessie, I'm loving this. It's so much fun. But anyway, how nice to be part of it, but be organized in such a beautiful way. So Jody, I love all the goodies you sent me. Thank you so much. And yeah, if you want to do that, makers, reach out to somebody, do a maker swap. It was so much fun. So anyway, hope everybody's well. Have a great weekend. I'm going to try to download this and get this. My computer is acting ridiculous as always. So hope everybody's well. I'd like to say I'll see you in a couple weeks, but we all know it's going to be another month or so. Maybe not. We'll see. Anyway, happy knitting. Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. Bye.